We were crossing the river, and we know that the soldiers were guarding the border. They made us stop, and they told everyone to get off. Me and my brother and I were on the boat, so when we got off, they saw that there were 2 kids. When I got out, I saw that they were pointing guns at my mother and the other adults. I thought they were gonna kill them in front of us. I prayed to God. That's the only thing I could do. And God touched the soldiers' heart. They turned their gun points away. That's when I think I know that God has been so real to us, from protecting us from our journey to Malaysia, and then resettling us to America.
We went to Clarkson, and I couldn't sleep for like 3 days because I saw the way that the kids were living on the floor. And, we saw a couple of rats in the apartments, and we saw some roaches, and I could see that they didn't have a lot of food, and it really bothered me.
She started helping us from that, like through the scholarships and helping us get into the school. They encouraged me to continue into college. I realized maybe if I can be a dentist, then I can help other people through that too. And maybe that might be a way I can serve back.
Yeah, that's what you just gotta believe. That's like Nia was crying when she was, 8, 9, when you were in Myanmar, Burma, you were praying for school in America. 7. You know that, right?
I was 7.
7 years old. She's taught me that sometimes what you assume and what you think and you plan isn't what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to have this failure at this time in your life because there's something greater waiting for you, but you can't give up the hope. And with Nia, she's instilled in me never to give up the hope. If you're really gonna be compassionate and you're gonna give them what they need, you have to feel what they're going through, the suffering, the joy, everything that they go through, you have to be there.
That's why they continue doing it, because they have this relationship with us. They're just not only there to help us for a few days or to just help us one time, but they are with us every step of the way. And so I think when they see the results, or when they have that connection, I think that's what keeps them going and not give up.
I was asked to serve as the education leader. I was not interested in serving in that specific area. I had other things that I wanted to pay attention to. And so I said, Lord, well, if I go to the pastor and he said no, then that's it. If I go to the pastor and he says yes, then I'll take that as somewhat of a nod from you.
I came to get information on it, and when I came, they invited me to do the test, which was sort of shocking to me because I wasn't expecting for things to be so quick. It's more than just getting my GED, really. It's like a dream that I have, and it would be a part of my bucket list that will help me to be a better person. On my hope of achievement.
And the main idea, do you guys remember? For me, it's about the ministry of Christ, where his audience is always one. The moment you walk in the door, the first phone call, you will be treated with respect. You will be visible to us. You will be lifted up. You will be encouraged.
This comfort sort of feeling, there's no dread, so to speak. And you do not feel as if you're dummies, so to speak. It says to me that Conyers Church is in tune with the community. And a church that is not in tune with a community will not grow. And 2, it says that they're working the way God wants us to. Bear one another's burden, help one another, And that is what they are doing.
When I started at tween camp, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do wakeboarding. They set me up with a board, a life jacket, and I got put with Chris.
Immediately I was like, oh man, this kid is just like me. Like, he's crazy, he's hyper, he likes to make other people laugh, like, he's willing to do crazy stuff. Like, I was like, oh man, this guy's exactly like me.
I told Chris, I was like, I want to learn a tantrum, which is a backflip. He's like, okay. And then he told me what to do. And I remember the first time I tried, I was nowhere near close.
I can't imagine that that wouldn't stick with them and that there wouldn't be something a little deeper that happens where it's like, you know, if you really put the time into something and you believe in yourself and you commit, that there's gonna be a reward.
Failing so many times, trying to learn a tantrum, and I was completely like putting myself down. I was frustrated. Chris was like, dude, it's all right. Like, not everyone lands everything first try or even first 10 tries. You just gotta keep trying and we'll get it. That's where like me and Chris clicked. My freshman year of high school, there is this guy that came to me with a bunch of phones and he wanted me to fix them. Little did I know is that all these phones that he was getting, he was stealing them. My dad got a call from Collegedale police and they called me in to bring the phones, and they ended up charging me with theft. Before I ended up going to court, Chris met up with me. He talked to me about a bunch of mistakes that he's made and that everything was gonna be okay. I wasn't in a good place with God at the time, but like afterwards I was like, I really need to do something about that. When it came to the actual court date, I felt like he was right in that room. And he was like whispering to the judge, like, don't prosecute, he'll learn. He'll move on and he won't make these mistakes. The next year after that, I went to Wakeboard Rad. We had our Friday night worship, and at the end of it, they passed out papers for us all to write something we were holding on to, like a mistake. We didn't know that they had a fire outside in a fire pit for us all to throw these pieces of paper away and just leave them there.
He wants to make good decisions and you know, make good choices, and God's given him a clean slate, just like he's given me a clean slate. So Derek wanted to do this thing, like he wanted to go for a flip, and so if you really had a hard fall that shakes you up, you got to get out there and try it again, you know, try and get over it a little bit.
Then one time it just clicked, and I was like, I didn't just do that.
Whatever you're doing with your life, make it a ministry. A ministry is simple. It's praising God. It's just celebrating him and what he's done for us, and then sharing that with others, pouring into others. That's what Cutter Springs taught me, and that's what it's all about.